Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to Planet Marzipan, the Fish and Marillion podcast. I'm Meza, and here's my mate.
Craig Houston. Alright, here we go.
So it's the morning after the night before.
I haven't even stopped. I haven't even said hello yet.
You're going to drop this in, aren't you? This isn't the intro to the episode, is it?
Why not? We could do this as the intro of the episode.
This is what it's like, folks. This is what you don't normally, what you don't normally hear. Is us having a domestic. Calm down, dear. It's only a podcast. Hello, and welcome to Planet Marzipan.
Oh, now you're doing it.
Oh, fuck off.
Honestly. Come on, go for it. Come on, start again.
Good evening, and welcome to
It's
Planet
morning.
Marzipan.
It's like pretty 10 o'clock.
You don't know what time you're listening to this.
You put it out at 1 o'clock.
You don't know what time you're listening to this. Anyway, this is the last podcast of the series.
You said that after.com.
No, that was a lie too. Hello, everybody. This is Planet Marzipan podcast. I'm Beza. I'm here with my good friend.
Okay. Hi, guys.
Faye's here. We've also got our other good friend Mark Owens with us.
Hi, it's the morning.
The remains of Mark Owens are with us.
And it's still the night.
It's 10 o'clock on Saturday the 15th of June. We're recording this. And we had a cracking night last night at the Band on the Wall watching the Steve Rothery Band.
It was, to quote the legend, Fandabby Dozy.
Absolutely.
It was a great night. Great night. Great to see lots of the usual suspects. The venue looked pretty full to me.
But we were right down the front.
We were fanboying down the front. The support band for last night was Jennifer Rothery, aka Sylph, and she was accompanied by Ricardo Romano.
That's good you managed to say that okay this morning.
It's not bad. It's not bad. And they played some stuff from Jennifer's EP, which wasn't on sale last night. I am currently Googling the title of that because
Opium.
I have it. Sorry?
Opium.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't type that fast. It's not called Opium, it's called Opia.
Oh, close. Hey, that's for me. That's
Not
pretty,
close.
That's pretty
Opium.
good for me at this time of the morning.
Opium is
with my
something
aching
else.
feet and my head in the shed.
So they played tracks from Sylph's EP Opia, which is available on Bandcamp actually.
It should have been opium.
That's why Mark's here.
Yeah.
Tell Jennifer where she's going wrong.
Mind you,
I'm not Jennifer, I promise.
she has a cracking voice, hasn't she? She really is.
I think it was a really good set.
Yeah.
And it's quite ethereal a voice, isn't it?
Yeah,
Especially when Ricardo's accompanying her. But I did, because we had partaken in a couple of beverages, I did, partway through the set, go to the toilet, come to the back of the venue, go to the toilet. And you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah, the audience really loved her.
Yeah. They played some songs from Ricardo's album, Ricardo Romano Land B612 as well.
It's a catchy title, isn't it? Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. It's like those television...
In the unlikely event that Ricardo or Jennifer are listening to this, I don't have anything negative to say about this.
Nothing
This
to
is
say.
these two, all right.
Oh, cheers, squeaking. So that's your
That's
back.
me knee. Anywho, so they were the support, and very good they were too. And then about 8:30, the Steve Rothery Band.
Rothers came on for the last song.
Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Rothers did join Jennifer and Ricardo for the last song. Sorry, you're absolutely right, Craig.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. You know, the whole set was great. Really enjoyed it, and it was a good setup to the Rothery Band, who came on. Ricardo, Leon, your team, Dave and Steve came on and played 3 songs from Ghost of Pripyat to start with. So Morpheus, Old Man of the Sea and Summer's End.
It's the first time I've seen the Steve Rothery Band, so it's the first time I've actually seen these tracks live.
Me too.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah, he really comes out from behind. I was going to say the closet. But no, he really comes to the fore, and it just stands out. As we were at the front, watching him play was, that close was.
Oh yeah, I mean being front and centre watching Rothery play is something to behold. Like,
yeah, I'm going to talk about it a bit later on, but I had some real flashbacks to when I was a young man.
Young man.
It's just, I think it's really nice how Steve lets Dave Foster have a reasonable amount of solos as well in the Rothery stuff, in the solo stuff. And Dave's a very different guitarist. He's technically fantastic as well. Quite, I don't know. I was going to say more flash, and I don't mean that in a detrimental,
retrospective.
In a retrospective way. Dave's a different player, but it was great to hear them both sort of trading solos, and a bit later on in the set we'll talk about them dueling a classic solo.
Oh yes.
So after the 3 tracks from Ghost of Pripyat, then Steve welcomed Martin Jakubski onto the stage, who got a rousing welcome.
We love how Martin would do.
Yeah, I think everybody does. Martin's a lovely guy, and I've never heard anybody have a bad word to say about him. And he came on and they played. It was introduced as one of Steve's favourite B-sides.
Yeah.
And they did a cracking version of Cinderella Surge.
And from that moment on, the crowd, I think it was funny because with Martin and the rest of the band and Steve, their faces pretty much after every song, because the crowd was so up for this gig. And, they were just like quite astonished. I think they thought that Glasgow had been pretty much a high point for them, and Manchester were trying to out cheer.
Well, Martin challenged the crowd, didn't he? Saying, "Are you going to be louder than Glasgow?" I mean, we weren't in Glasgow, but I would doubt if they were louder than that last night.
Well, yeah, Glasgow crowds are corking though. I mean, I love Glasgow gigs; are great.
The band
very rowdy Glasgow.
The band on the wall's a bit of a spiritual home for the Rothery Band now. I've seen them there quite a few times, and now it's had the refit and it's air conditioned. It's a lovely space now. It really is. What did you think of it, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was. It was absolutely fantastic. Martin was on top form again, and he just all of their faces. You could tell when they connected with each other. Dave and especially Steve, when they were having a bit of a duel and that, they were having fun and really, really enjoying it. And Martin was just belting out everything, and you could tell on Incommunicado.
He had a
bit of a blow after that one because wow, he's got some pipes, man.
On what?
Incommunicado. What was that?
The other one. Where did you hear that?
That's like no. It's
time travel.
Sorry. Incubus. God, blimey.
We haven't got to that yet.
No. Well, that's okay. We are now. Nearly.
I'm sorry, folks. He's not here very often. We let him out on day release, and this is what we get.
Oh, come on, he's only just had his McDonald's breakfast. So you've got to let him process. He's still having a hot chocolate.
I'm not awake. I'm still last night. I'm still walking down the road.
Nearly 2 miles.
So the second track with Martin was the title track from Script for Jester's Tear.
Which is?
Script for Jester's Tear. And again, it was a great chance for Martin to get the crowds on side singing.
Yeah,
and as they did, we've folks that know us, we've done Script in a chip shop, we've done it on a bus, we've done it Anyway, I think you shouldn't do it with some script, really. But that was a better version last night than
The best,
chips.
yeah, the best one, that would be a tongue twister. Was a script in a strip bar should be the next one.
Well, there you go. There you go.
There you are, Sarah. He said it. That's where he's going next.
Moving on to Mark's giving the game away here. Incubus, not Incommunicado.
Right. Begin with an
Incubus
I.
was there.
Begin with an I.
Sorry, oh God, I'm all coughing this morning.
Oh, Bob Fleming's in the house. Yeah, great version of Incubus as well. And that solo at the end, Steve started it, but then about halfway through, Dave joined in, and there was like twin solos. It was very, as our mate Dave said, very Wishbone Ash, but fantastic. Great version.
Very Fish circa 1994.
Yeah. And as I reviewed the Manchester gigs for the Web magazine last year, and I don't think you ever see Steve Rothery smile as much as you do at these gigs. So we were talking about it out on the way back, weren't we? And you guys kind of think it's because the pressure's off a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. He hasn't got as much. Just say it well. He hasn't got as much of the technical gear. It's a much more pared back production, and it's.
Well, there didn't look to be any in ears.
No, it seems all edges. Very old school.
Monitors,
Yeah. And then Steve did an intro where he talked about, because obviously, maybe not obviously, but the tour is to celebrate 45 years of music from Steve. It's his 45th anniversary tour.
He was only 12 when we started, do you know, isn't it?
And he talked about being a pop star.
For 2 minutes.
For 5 minutes, which led us into great versions of Kaylee, Lavender, Blue Angel, and Heart of Lothian.
I'm not familiar with those songs. Were they popular at all?
You should dig them out. They're worth the listen.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, funnily enough, I think those songs are supposedly our next ones. We'll finally get round to doing charting a single. Yeah. It'll be back for us at some point.
For the 13 people listening to Shine, so they can go yes.
13 and a half.
Okay. Anything to say about this?
I thought it was one of the highlights of the night for me. Kaylee going into Lambda. I was thinking, how far are they going to go with this? And they took it, a bit further in than I thought they would. And it was brilliant.
Oh, they went all the way.
It's great to see Steve close up playing that solo. But yeah.
So is it famous at all?
Shit. After that, we took a bit of a left turn, and we got in our DeLoreans, as Steve said, and TARDISes, and we came up to the Brave album, and they did a great version of Runaway.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that tune.
And I think Martin said afterwards that it was his suggestion that they play Runaway, because the majority of the set, I think, is rightly Steve's choices. But he did ask the band what they wanted to play, and Martin suggested Runaway. And it suits, even though it's a H era song, it suits Martin's voice as well.
Yeah. Yes, there has been a few people who think that... no, that bit out. Not going there with that one.
Are you getting emotional? You look like you're crying.
No,
okay.
I'm good.
You see?
Yeah, there's a tear there. There's an actual tear. Ladies and gentlemen, there's an actual tear there.
I really enjoyed that. I think Martin can definitely crack out the H stuff. Yeah.
Well, he did. And he did it again.
And he did it,
yeah. Because the next track was Easter. Initially, it was the shortest version of Easter you've ever heard, because Steve's guitar was out of tune, so it stopped very quickly. And somebody shouted, "Get on with it," and he said, "You've two choices. I can do it badly, or I can do it right."
If I was him, I would have just gone, "My gig, fuck off."
Yeah. That's what I thought he was going to say. But he's too nice for that.
He is. He's too nice a gentleman. He is. He's just far too nice for anything like that. Whereas we're a bit more good.
But yeah, allowed Easter, the second half of Easter, allowed Martin to open the vocal cords a bit. And again, that solo. That's it. That's all you need to say, really. After Easter, we got a version of Afraid of Sunlight.
My God, Martin's vocals on this. I mean, you could see him preparing himself but he just blew the hall away with that.
Yeah,
He really, really did.
one of my favourite tracks. Amazing.
Howard just said he obviously went full Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah,
almost.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did.
It's
And you
Bruce Dickinson, second half of Bruce Dickinson's version of it. So like,
in my head was, I'm so glad he does an Iron Maiden tribute band because it's just come in handy.
But by God, it was epic.
Yeah.
I mean, how he got the notes where he did and the sustain on it, just honestly, the socks were knocked off.
yeah, brilliant. And then the last track of the main set was something that Steve hasn't played for years. Our mate Stephen McKillian did quizzes about this afterwards.
He did.
He doesn't think at the time he didn't think he'd been played since '86, but
No.
I think he's researched it this morning, hasn't he?
He has.
Backtracked on that a little bit.
Well, no, but he's right though that Rothery hasn't played it since back then. So
But what song are we talking about?
I've forgotten.
Sons.
Yay!
Forgotten Sons. Blast from the past. Great song. Good version. Don't think they quite knew how they were going to end it, but yeah. There was a lot of looking at each other for the end. But that was the only point of the night that you felt that. And again, they were having a great time.
We were having a great time.
Yeah.
Everybody was having a great time.
It's worth mentioning your team on the bass. That is the funkiest version of Forgotten Sons I've ever heard. And that's not a criticism. It was brilliant.
He was having a whale of a time
was
all the way
brilliant.
through the gig, though, wasn't he? He was properly bouncing around. And just
But also, you got to say the same about Ricardo. Ricardo's there at the back of the stage, dancing about behind his keyboard. And a couple of times, Ricardo kind of came out the front and gave Steve like a pat on the back.
Oh, Martin the hug or whatever. Yeah, it was great. He's
Real.
real.
Oh, he's all full of juice, isn't he?
Yeah, real love.
Fair play to him.
It was great. But yeah, great end to the set. And then the encore was 2 songs, both from Fugazi. Started with Assassin.
Storming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
Bouncing version. And then we got a title track, Fugazi itself. Very apt in the current climate.
Well, at least if you go back to Martin's playing the Fugazi back in in Butlands. At least in Band on the Wall, when everybody was enjoying themselves and weren't going to fall through the floor.
No, it wasn't the sprung floor, no.
Everybody go behind that song, though. I think everybody feels the same way at the moment about all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
A little bit of politics.
Yeah, a little bit of things. There's a bit of shit in there at the moment, everywhere. So, yeah, a good song to get behind.
But yeah, great end to the night. Good chance to see lots of folks there. Haven't seen for a long while. I think Steve then, after a beer, went upstairs on the merch and signed things, and folks had some selfies.
Lots of folks had lots of selfies,
yeah,
and
lots
Steve
of
he was so generous with his time with everybody. He made time with everybody. Such a gentleman.
And our friend Mr. Barton seemed to have shifted a lot of merch, which is good. We all
No income tax, no VAT. No
we
money
all
back
had
in
it.
charity.
You didn't, did you?
I didn't. No, not yet.
Oh, all right. Mike, that's your challenge for tonight, is to get some money out of Craig.
Yeah. Drop the gauntlet.
The words tight and badgers are succumb to that nowadays.
But yes, that's only halfway through the weekend, so we've got tonight's set to look forward to, and you might have to cut this bit out, but we may or may not be talking to Lord Rothery shortly. Anyway, we'll see you in a bit.
Goodbye.
They should have played Incommunicado.
Oh, for God's sake.
They did in your head.
It was brilliant. I was cracking, and fair play to Martin. He sings it really well.
So, guys, we managed to talk to a few people on the Saturday afternoon before the Saturday gig, and hear some of these little mini interviews. So, first off, we
caught Leon Parr, the drummer from the Rothery Band, in the reception of the Travelodge, and Leon was very gracious and gave us an interview, which is coming up now. Okay, we are in the Travelodge, just down from the venue, and we just bumped into Leon from the Rothery Band.
Just checked out, yeah.
Morning, Leon.
Morning.
You're looking very well to say.
Yeah, I didn't stay up quite as late as some of them. for change.
How did you feel last night's gig went?
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Always love that. I think that's probably our favourite UK venue. It's always good there. Yeah, so it went really well, apart from the fact that, as I've just said, I messed up the end of Forgotten Sons. Finished it too early.
It was an alternate ending.
It was,
Sure that's
yeah.
how they wrote it.
Yeah,
Extended.
I decided it was too long, so we made an executive decision.
But yeah, I mean, I've seen you here a good few times now. It's a bit of a spiritual home for the band, isn't it?
Yeah, I think probably done it about half a dozen times now.
It's, you've got...
Sorry? Your first one. Not the last, though, I hope.
No, I think he enjoyed himself last night.
Yeah, it's great. It's in a really cool part of Manchester as well, the venue, so it's, if you come for the weekend, it's a great place to come.
Yeah. And you've got days with the Rothery Band right across the rest of the year, haven't you?
We nothing next weekend, and the weekend after in the Netherlands, there's that prog. I think it's just called Progfest actually.
Yeah.
And then Zoetermeer the day after, which we really like our venue. Lorelei in the middle of July.
Well, that's the last one, isn't it?
Yeah. Does anybody know why? I don't know why.
To do with the license on the site.
Right. Okay.
It's expired or something. They want to use it for something else to go on as.
Oh, right. Okay.
I believe. I might be wrong.
Oh, I don't know why. So I think we're big train headline the Sunday night, and then we're on just before, I think.
Yeah.
Then nothing in August, and then September and October we've got quite a few shows: Barcelona, Malta, and a few in Germany. I think.
It's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, looking forward to it.
And I think I've read the reason behind doing all this year is that Steve will obviously be busy with Marillion next year.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm asked a bit of a sneaky question here. Are you involved in the recording of the second album, Ravon Chule? Are you involved?
The recording
of
of
the second album, Ravon Chule?
no, there is another thing I'm involved in. I've done a bit of recording on, but I don't know whether it's secret or not, so I won't tell you about that.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to spoil the beat.
No.
He's got one or two things. He's got one or two.
Two of the things.
At least, like sort of albums that are on the go with one or two.
The guitar.
One with two people.
There's the Steve Hackett one and there's the Tangerine Dream.
Oh, is the Steve Hackett one not a secret, is it?
No.
All right, okay. Yeah, I'm on that. All right, I can say then I'm on that.
Yeah.
Right, this time last year we did a weekend in the studio with that me and Steve Hackett wasn't there, but Ricardo, Steve and me. I think I've played on like 4 or 5 tracks, I think.
Right. Yeah, when we interviewed Ian had met up with Hackett recently, and Hackett said to him, "When's this album out that I've done with Steve?" So, it's a work in progress.
I was just about to use that exact phrase. Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Really looking forward to that. But and did you get much say in the set list for the Rothery Band then?
I think Martin said last night that Steve asked us if we were any ideas. I must have missed that bit of the WhatsApp. The track group. But no, I didn't put anything forward. I'm very glad we're doing Runaway though. I think that's my favourite Marillion song.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great verse.
One of them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really. do you mind if I be a drum bore?
No, do it.
It's one of the. I really love Ian's playing. And one of the things he's got this way of feeling time, right? Which he plays, or he can do, plays like sort of behind the beat, right?
Yeah.
And Runaway is a great example of that. And if you don't feel time like that naturally, it can be quite a difficult thing to emulate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you get it wrong, the song won't feel right. So, for example, there's the bit in Runaway where you get. Without singing it, and I'm not going to sing it because I sound ridiculous. There's like a big accent into what I think is the second verse, and it's really sort of
Thank you very much.
Really laid back the way it's played, and it's quite a difficult thing to emulate. And if you listen to the part he's playing, he's not playing like a sort of steady beat. He's improvising his way through it, and there's little rolls and stuff. It's really subtle what he's doing. And if you get that wrong, the whole song will feel wrong.
Yeah.
So that took quite a bit. I don't know if I'm getting it, but
it sounded like it last night. Where we stood.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to be. If it's one of those things, it's like the great example is "Kashmir" by Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Right. If that's you know, the da-da-da,
Yeah, you've got to get
if
that
it's not like
exact
laid
right,
back, da-da-da, it's going to feel really wrong.
Yeah.
So that's the.
I'm going to ask you a drummer question. I
Go on.
don't know anything about drumming, but are you a fan of Pop Pantry?
Yeah.
It's a sort of Stephen Wilson, Manchester, actually.
The one outside, the one in Castlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, with my friend John, who's coming tonight, and Dave.
Did you ever see him with Chris Maitland?
Gavin Harrison.
Did you ever see Pop Pantry with
Oh,
Chris Maitland?
no, sorry, no, I didn't.
Oh,
No.
right, because I think Chris Maitland had a sort of that playing just behind the beat. I mean, Gavin's technically amazing.
Yeah.
But Chris gave it a bit of a, I don't know whether it's a swing or just something that, because it's that early stuff's very different from what they do now as well. But I prefer him as a drummer, but I'm not a drummer, so you know.
Right. Okay. I must admit, I'm not really up on his playing, so I can't really comment. But
Okay. You talked about Ian. You've stood in for him with William before, haven't you?
yeah, to Cruise to the Edge, the first one, 2014, I think. Yeah.
And what was the reason behind that? Why did you end up standing in?
Ian was recovering from surgery,
All right.
I think. So was advised. I mean, it was only minor surgery. It was. I mean, I don't know if I should be divulging this, so I'll try and say as little as I can. Just recovering from minor surgery. So I think he was advised that being on an ocean liner in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean wasn't the best idea. No, just in case it was an emergency. So I think normally it would have been. If it was a normal gig, it would have been cancelled and postponed, but it wasn't something. So, yeah. So
I also don't believe Ian was a big fan of the early cruises as well, but I think he's loving it now. We spoke to him after
when he did,
no,
we did the one in 2015. Like Steve Rothery Band did it, so we did it, and we were in the bar on the last night, and I asked him. I said, "Have you enjoyed it?" And he paused for a little while and said, "I think so."
I'm saying that Ian did something really nice for you.
Yeah, I've always appreciated this. The night before, I remember it vividly because I was ironing my pants.
That's an image I didn't.
Yeah, it was because I had to drive down to Heathrow the night before the flight. Stayed in Frenchie booked me in a hotel near Heathrow.
Yeah.
So I drove down. So the night before I drove down, I was just ironing my clothes and getting packed. And he called me and just wished me good luck.
That's really nice.
Yeah. So I always really appreciated that. And after it had finished, he called me again and said that he'd watched some of the clips on YouTube. Because the clips on YouTube people from before, just to congratulate me on doing a good job. I always really appreciated that. I thought it was a lovely thing to do.
And technically, Ian's up right up there for you, is he?
Yeah, he's a great player.
Who were your drumming idols?
Favourite players, I guess, Jeff Beccaro, Vinny Caliuta.
Yeah.
You know Vinny?
Yeah.
Steve Ferroni.
Yeah.
I'm not really a prog player really. I'm a timekeeper, I guess. Steve Gadd. So those are my timekeepers.
Yeah.
People that make you move. Yeah. Anybody who's any good, basically. Omar Hakim, I think, was my first hero.
Really?
Dave Weckl.
No,
It's mainly. He plays mainly fusion, to be honest.
right. Okay.
But he's done some sort of pop sessions, Madonna.
Yeah.
Aztec Camera, believe it or not. But it's mainly fusion, but he's a beautiful player. But Vinny and Jeff Beccaro, Steve Gadd mainly, I guess.
What sort of stuff do you normally listen to? What's your
Favourite band, I guess, Steely Dan.
Really?
Steely Dan, Beatles, Led Zeppelin. I listen to quite a lot of there's quite a few sort of young female American songwriters I like now, like Phoebe Bridgers and...
Oh, my daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see Boy Junior?
Yeah, I've got both of those albums as well. Yeah, and Lizzie McAlpine. Heard Lizzie McAlpine? I really... Three albums and they're all superb.
Yeah.
Right, she's got an amazing voice. So that's what I'm listening to at the moment.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of Kathleen Edwards, Canadian singer-songwriter.
All right, okay, I don't... All right, no, I don't... I've not heard any of her stuff. Kathleen Edwards. Right, okay. Dave played me on the way back from Glasgow, Sarah Giroz. It's a little bit of a country tinge to it, which I don't mind. But she sounds really good as well.
But Phoebe Bridgers' Punish album's just phenomenal.
Yeah, I love. And my favourite tracks on that, Save Your Complex, is on that. I think that, but I do actually prefer the first album over that one. But I still like them both.
What's the last track on that?
On Punisher.
Yeah,
Oh,
something at the end, isn't it?
oh, I don't know. Can't off the top of my head. I can't think.
Incredible end to the album. It's really good, really strong.
Yeah, she's great.
My daughter, I got into it through my daughter, so she's massive.
Yeah.
See you, doesn't she? She does. But yeah, and so what about tonight then? It was a different set from last night. It's
Completely different. Yeah,
very sort of,
with the possible exception of Morpheus, we always open with that.
yeah.
But yeah, it's totally different tonight. And it's slightly different from Glasgow as well. So if anybody's cheated and looked at the set lists online, yeah, there's a friend of mine who's coming tonight who's the singer in my very first band who's coming. I was trying to keep the set list. He kept asking me about it because he wanted to do a little bit of revision. You know, if there was anything he hadn't heard.
Let's be familiar with.
Yeah, so I gave him a few hints and said, listen to this album. And about a couple of days ago, he put in my little WhatsApp group, he said, is this the set? And he'd been online and looked at it. Yeah. So much for the surprise.
Who was it? Oh, it was Roger Daltrey recently saying that the internet's killed the surprise of gigs.
Yeah.
His set list, everybody loves set list of them now, so you know,
I'm not sure it makes a great deal of difference, does it? There'll be some people who, I guess, want to surprise. It's fine, you can avoid it, I guess, if you really try.
Yeah. But, and just for the record then, do you think the audience last night topped Glasgow? Or are you going to answer that?
Both great. Both great.
So what upcoming projects have we got for this year for yourself?
Apart from the Rothery Band stuff, I'm professional, so I'm just freelance. So it's just, I play with a few function bands and then one or two other things. So nothing particularly special apart from the Rothery thing. I don't know if we're going to do some more recording at any point. We might do, but just usual teaching and playing. That's it.
Keeps you at mischief.
It does, yeah.
I'll get into completely different.
Sorry?
I'll get into completely different.
No, I'm quite a sensible young man. Well, not so young anymore.
Well, there's a real sort of camaraderie on the stage. I mean, I don't recall. We were talking about this. Rothers smiles a hell of a lot during the Rothery Band gigs, more than just with Marillion, probably because you don't use loops or clicks or anything like that, do you?
No, we did. We don't do it anymore. But one of the tracks on the Ghost album had a loop that I used to play along to. But we don't do that. And I think for that reason, it makes it slightly more complicated during sound check and things. But no.
And they use wedges, don't they? They're not using in-ears.
Ricardo uses in-ears.
Yeah.
And I might be going to in-ears.
Right. But again, is he... Well, I mean, we can ask him ourselves, but do you think he's more relaxed because it's just about the playing? It's not all about getting all the sort of technical aspects lined up as well? Because when he's playing with Marillion, I mean, he doesn't look like he's enjoying it, but he doesn't smile half as much as he does when he's playing with you guys.
I don't know. I guess you'd have to ask him that. You'd have to ask him that yourself, really. I wouldn't want to put words in somebody's mouth. No, but we all love doing it. We're a great group of friends, you know, and we like each other's company, you know, because very often, you can end up sometimes in bands where the only reason that you know the people in the band is because you're in the band, and you wouldn't perhaps necessarily be friends outside of that. But this isn't like that.
You can tell, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Steve wouldn't do it, would he? You know, he'd have a weekend off, you know, rather than coming back from 2 weeks away with Marillion, or you know, and having that. What he very often does, he'll rather than have like the 2 week off, he'll put gigs in with us.
Yeah,
I mean, he doesn't have to do that.
No. But you know, with Ricardo came out from behind the keys 3 or 4 times, so give him a hug.
Yeah,
you know, and you can see that, and Dave gets a lot of solos as well in the band, doesn't he? And he's very generous like that. But completely different players, aren't they?
Yeah, I think Dave's quite conscious of that as well. You know, and that doesn't make an effort to be different, but we all think it's a good thing. Yeah,
it is. Absolutely.
No, that's something else. We might be doing. Obviously, Dave's album's come out recently. We might be doing some gigs. But got to promote that, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you heard Dave's last album?
Not heard his new album. I heard the previous one.
Right, new I really like. Mark King's on one track. You know, Level 42's bass player. Yeah, me and Mark King.
Wow.
I'd never thought that one. Yeah,
That's a claim to fame.
yeah. And the other bass player on it, Dave's played bass. There's a guy called Neil Fairclough who's Queen's bass player.
Yes.
Who was in our year at college.
What's he?
Yeah, he's from Bolton. Insane musician. Yeah, he's ridiculous. So when we first went to college, he was there as a bass player and I was a drummer, and he was a better drummer than I was. Yeah, he plays about 5 or 6 instruments, all really well, and he's an inmate, and he's an absolutely lovely bloke as well, Neil. So we did 3 tracks, I think, in the studio called The Forge in Oswestry, which is Phil Beaumont's place. So he's played bass on, I think it's 3 tracks. Mark King's on 1. And Dave plays bass on the others. We got Mark King because a friend of mine, have you ever heard a guy called Sean Keaveney?
Yes. Yeah.
There's the Breakfast Show on Such Music. Well, he's one of my best friends, Sean.
Is he?
Yeah, he's from Lee.
Right.
He was the guitarist in my first band. My first band, Mosque. Yeah, founding members, Martin Ormerod, Sean Keaveney, M-O-S-K.
Okay.
So that sometimes he sometimes used to mention the band on his show. So it was, so he's a friend of Mark's.
Yeah.
And just mentioned, would Mark like to play on a track? Right. Dave didn't have to cut, but it was really cool because Mark emailed Dave and said, "I hear you're doing an album, and you might want me to play on a track," and wouldn't accept payment either.
Wow.
Dave said, there's money in the budget to pay you for track. Don't worry about it.
Wow.
Fine. Yeah, top guy, an amazing player as well.
And Dave supported tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, him, Danette and Ricardo. I'm not doing it.
Right. Okay.
Acoustic set.
Kind of a stripped down version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we do occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's full band in Zoetermeer.
Right.
Well, not tonight.
Yeah. Should look forward to that.
Me and you, got to behave ourselves now.
The boss is here. The boss is here.
We're going to be good.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, are you?
Is that all right?
Yeah, of course. Of course, I've got. Oh, no problem. Anytime. Sorry? Yeah, and you.
We were also lucky enough to chat with Martin. Martin.
We were hanging around like a bad smell, weren't we?
We were in the Travel Lodge a long time, yes. And we weren't even staying in the Travel Lodge, which is very weird. But yeah, we were chatting. We managed to see Martin in the reception area of the Travel Lodge. So any sirens or squeaking doors are all about what was going on in the reception. But here's our chat with Martin.
Hello.
Right. We are joined by Martin the Jakubski. We're joined again by the remains of Martin Jakubski.
The legend that is. By the way, your episode of our podcast is still number 3 in our chart. I can't believe it.
It's the highest first day listens we've ever had.
Yeah, I can't believe it. And me, I don't know why. Because I love you. That's why.
Oh, get around.
But me and him, come on, we've got this. You just see this. It's unrecorded.
Yes, well, there you go. So there you go, restraining order in place now. What did you make of last night? We're talking to you on Saturday lunchtime,
So, and you guys know this better than anybody, there is something special about when this band plays in Manchester. And I don't say that glibly, and if you ask anybody, they'll all say exactly the same thing. And all the gigs we play are amazing, great atmospheres and all the rest of it. But there is something uniquely special about the gigs in Manchester, and particularly Band on the Wall.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, because if I could bottle it, then you take it with you everywhere you go. It's almost, you can't really put it into words. There's an atmosphere in that venue that's unlike anywhere else.
Yeah.
So,
passion played in now. Half a dozen, maybe more.
Yeah, easily.
I think I've been to all but one of those, and
and they've all been brilliant in their own way. And I actually worried slightly when they refurbed the.
It's better now,
because sometimes when venues refurb, you sometimes lose something in it. But it's if anything, it's just made it.
It's a better venue now.
I think it's a good gig experience for people coming to the gig. It's the sort of place I would want to go.
Well,
it's
air conditioned. there are good sight lines throughout the room now, which there weren't before. It was a bit quirky.
The room actually feels it's quite similar to that Georgia Theatre that we went to in Stockton.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah.
Quite similar.
But no, it was we thoroughly enjoyed it, and you could see you guys were up there.
Unbelievable, the kind of wave that comes off the crowd. You can't help but be affected by it, you know. I mean, you saw Steve's reaction as well.
Yeah.
As you said, the foots.
But it's, you know, I mean, even he, you know, acknowledges that is just something. There's something about playing here, it's all. I mean, it just seems like it's a massive celebration every time we come. But the crowd last night were off the chart. It's a remarkable thing.
Any favourites of the songs that you were singing
last night? Highlights for me, Runaway.
Yeah.
And it was supposedly on just before then. He said Runaway is like
just purely because I love that. I love that song, and probably never thought I'd get the opportunity to do it. So when these gigs were in the book, and Steve spoke about what he wanted to do this time round with the stage, you know, we're not doing Misplaced and Clutching.
Yeah.
On that. And, if anybody's got any suggestions that they want to have a go, and the first thing I said was, well, what's off the docket was on the rookie. They went, what? It seems good. And I just immediately went off to do Runaway. You know, yeah, let's do that. So that was a highlight for me. I think last night as well, weirdly, the Kaylee Lavender, Blue Angel, Harrelodian suite, I thought was a really good person. And Raylan actually said, well, this is the thing that might be the best we've ever played it.
Wow. Oh, that's good to record the whole lot of that.
No, it's really in the pocket, you know. Forgotten Sons was great, purely because of the fact that it's so long since since you played that as well. So
well, we'll probably put Leon's interview in before yours. So we did talk about the alternative ending. I'm really on board with that, man. It's
not having had the opportunity, was it?
No. It was a great version.
That's why I would say, like, there's no finger pointing.
No. He took it in good spirit.
Yeah. You wonder. That was me. I said, yeah, that doesn't matter.
The one thing I'd say that I mentioned it when we reviewed it this morning and the earlier part of the podcast. The one thing that knocked my socks off yesterday is your vocal performance on Afraid of Sunlight. That was just. I saw you building yourself up into it, and Mike, it's just like, whoa.
It's the money note.
Yeah.
For one of a better expression, say, that's a brilliant song to sing, and I'll only ever get the opportunity to sing that, obviously, with this band. And it's such a great song. It's just such a great song. And then I like to think, you know, I'm not slavishly just copying the original.
Clearly not.
Because what did you say this morning? Imagine Bruce Dickinson singing Afraid of Sunlight. That's what it was.
Yes, creep in a wee bit. I think I also maybe did something like that on Runaway as well.
But it's good.
Maybe on the next one, slip in Run to the Hills and
things have happened. But it's more about just trying to be faithful to the original, but without just trying to do some sort of impersonation.
But again, occasionally, and it happened again last night, you see Rothers look across at you as if say, did you really just do that?
It's
like a proud dad.
There's no. Well, that's the thing. I've never been given any. You know, he's never given any direction as to say this is how I'd like you to sing this, or this is how you do it. And I always just
do your own thing.
I always just, if we're doing something for the first time, I sing it how I think I'd like to sing it, but always with the caveat: if there's anything I'm doing that you don't like, or anything that you'd like me to do differently, just say it. It's never happened.
No.
So I have to take from that. He's quite happy with what you're doing. You know.
We noticed last night. I mean, you play with wedges, don't you, with the Rothery Band? So there's no in-ears for it. So is that? I presume. I mean, we did ask him this. We presume that makes it a bit easier for him.
What, having the wedge?
Yeah.
In-ears. I think he's so used to using in-ears because they've been using. Earlier when they've been on in-ears since Marbles.
Yeah.
From memory, so 20 years. I think he's okay with it because there's more, it's probably a bit more separation and control, and he's hearing it. I think the thing he probably likes is he's actually hearing his amp at a source,
yes,
rather than just what you get, you get in them. So I think it allows it to kind of crank up a wee bit, and it's lead. I me personally, I think his lead tone's a bit hotter with the solo shows than it is with the Marillion shows. So I think there's probably slightly hotter tone, which is great. For me, it was weird going back to Wages.
Was it?
Last night, because I've got used to using in-ears, but it's just a matter of just readjusting to it, and Phil's a magician anyway. So
Yeah.
we always get a good sound no matter where you are.
But it helps when, obviously, you're more aware of the audience reaction when you're not got in ears, aren't you?
Yeah. That's like, even when I'm wearing in ears, I only have one in.
Yeah, because you get the ball.
I don't like the complete isolation that you can do.
It's too dry.
It's too dry. It's almost become stereo. It comes to a point where you think, well, this is a gig. I want to feel it like a gig. That's
Through the wedges.
get it.
Gives you the full.
Plus, I'm a dinosaur. I'm using wedges for 30 odd years, and it's hard to break that cycle. But in-ears are better for your hearing. Long-term preservation, but I think it's too late for me. Already deaf as a post. 2:30. Take for your medication. Thank you, after didn't have one.
We talked to Leon and Steve about you doing the last Lorelei, aren't you?
Yeah, that's brilliant. We're part of it, but sad that it's going to be the last one. I don't know what the reasons are behind.
Look, I think, as I said to Leon earlier in the pod, I think it's about the licensing and use of the ground. I think that the licenses run out, and the owners want to use it for something else. I might be wrong, listeners, and if I am, I apologise.
That could well be right, because obviously I know it's a World Heritage site, and you can't change anything about it. It's got to be preserved as is. That was weird when I turned up first time at Laurel and found it was exactly as it was in 1987. Like right down to the porta cabins. You see on the you see on the videos. Yeah, the porta cabins are still.
Not big clean.
They may be coach with there. They may be replacement porta cabins.
They could be great too, just to porta cabins. That little change.
They might be. It'll be something special. Be part of it to be part of the last one, and we're on the last night as well. So
I think Steve said that you're the second last band.
You are. Was it Big Training? Don't finish,
Big Trading, our last up. So
it's a bit strange for Dave supporting Big Train, isn't it?
I still don't know if he's playing with him.
No, I don't.
I'm not sure. If he's doing double duty, then that's going to be a tough old night.
I don't think he is, but
I don't think he will be either. But I neither confirm or deny.
It would be nice for him to guest with it, though.
Yeah, that would be
because he's playing on the new album is just stunning.
He's a legend, Steve. Yeah, it's an absolute legend. I'm really looking forward to the
support tonight. Yeah,
today. I mean, Jerry and Ricardo was great last night, but I'm really looking forward to hearing what they're doing tonight.
Yes,
I spoke to Dave and asked them what you're playing. They gave me the lowdown and what.
It was Ricardo. Ricardo yesterday was a bloody force of nature, wasn't he? I mean, that guy is just.
I don't know how he remembers it all.
No,
I don't know how he retains the amount of material in his head he's got to play. But that's he's the culture.
Well, when Jennifer and Ricardo were playing last night, there was no talking. Everyone was listening. It was for a support band. That was amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of respect in the room, wasn't there?
Absolutely.
And I've no doubt it'll be exactly the same tonight when they're doing it tonight, because it's just piano. Acoustic and vocal tonight, so that'll be cool.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, because I've only seen them kind of do a kind of acoustic type set once before, and that was one of the gigs last year. I can't remember. I think it was in the Netherlands somewhere, and I thought, that works really well. And that allows them not having to have a full band set up to get solos across. So looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to tonight's gig because we've got a markedly different set list.
Well, it's all right, we can talk about it because this is going to go out like way after.
That's all right. What I will say, and what nobody will know in this moment in time, is that although we played in Glasgow last weekend, there are changes to the Saturday night set.
The boss has just said the same thing. He didn't tell us what they were.
A couple little tweaks just to not that the set didn't work great in Glasgow.
No.
Just fancy tweaking it slightly for Manchester. So So tonight's more of a. I'd say for me tonight's probably slightly more challenging.
Yeah, well, I know why. Yeah,
but
It's not the stuff that you do with the other band, is it?
stuff you do.
No.
with other band.
Which gives you the great opportunity to sing the other stuff.
Absolutely.
So it is one for the hills there.
I'm doing the whole Power Slave album. Oh, nice. For his 40th birthday. That's what the Maiden fans listening in to the podcast. But I think it'll go up another notch tonight. I know that's almost ridiculous to say that after how good last night was.
Or could it be almost Rex? Probably by the end.
It's good.
I think it'll go up another little notch last night. I thought that run we had at the end last night, I thought, Forgotten Sons, Assassin and Fugazi.
Yeah.
3 monsters songs to finish a gig with. Yeah. But yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to play tonight.
And you seem really relaxed when you came on last night. Do you get nervous before things, or are you?
You get nervous excitement, which is different to actually. Oh my God! Yeah, that's like, and I think the nervous excitement's a good thing, because I think when you don't have that, then it's probably time to walk away.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get that feeling before you go on, then that'd be
You're going itching to smash it out the park.
Well, yeah, you get. It's not nerves in the sense of, oh my God, this is after this today, I've got that today. It's I can't wait to get out there.
Yeah.
And I think when you lose that, that's probably telling you that you kind of lost your I don't know, emotional connection to it, for want of a better expression. But it's always strange because I don't go on stage with the rest of the guys.
No.
I never go on at the same time.
Yeah, because you're like 3 songs in.
Maybe 3 songs or whatever it is, of any ghost tracks that they're playing. So I'm always kind of kicking my heels.
But the crowd know that, and they know that's going to happen.
Absolutely.
And obviously, there is an elephant in the room, though, Martin. You've now made it onto a T-shirt, haven't you? Just in the groinal area.
So apparently I've been told repeatedly in the groinal area.
Yeah.
I don't know where they take that as a compliment.
I'm not sure, but I'm not on a T-shirt, so I'm jealous.
Yeah, the fact that my ugly mug's been on a T-shirt.
He'll tip you into the,
Oh dear.
You may say that, my I can possibly compliment. That would be an ecumenical man.
Hey, give Mike Barton a chance. He does want to do the Planet Mars Band T-shirts. You will be on a T-shirt at some point.
I think that's coming.
No.
I think that's coming. He's probably already working on it.
Yeah.
You're just going to turn up and he's going to have
The name's been on the Cakey Boys T-shirt before.
My name's on a Frost T-shirt.
mine.
Yeah, because you had a on the back of one of the Cakey Boy T-shirts. It's like Johnny American, so it's my life.
Friends like this, yeah.
That wasn't yesterday, though, was it?
No, that wasn't. No.
T-shirt wasn't yesterday. No, I've got a vague recollection of that somewhere.
You may know me from such videos.
Punch your bastards, your friend.
Absolutely, Billy on.
I knew that get to see that T-shirt on you. I do like that design.
I thought it was quite big.
So Mark's wearing, just for our listeners, Mark's wearing the Rothery photo booth T-shirt from
probably get one
yesterday, maybe? Was it taking that photo? No, maybe a few years ago.
Which I thought was, I quite like that.
It's a great idea, yeah. It's a great idea.
Yeah, 45 years, isn't it?
Some moment in time.
The younger version.
Yeah.
If I was a betting man, I'd say that photograph was taken round about season's end.
Yeah, I would guess around about
Purely going by Steve's haircut at the time, and one of the rare occasions when he didn't have any facial hair.
I think it might be older because it looks like he's wearing one of the old Marillion leather jackets. It had a Marillion patch here. One of the band, but I think this is where we grew up.
Listeners benefit. Yeah, I'm a costly men staring on the chest.
Cool.
The best he's had all weekend. Yeah.
Can't be happier. Sorry, I slightly deviated away though. It's mesmerised by Mark's choice.
There's so much deviation on this website. Him and his gimp mask and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, it's good to see you, mate, and it's great to see you back in Manchester because if you've never been to a Rothery Band gig,
myself and
there was he's still never been before. I've been a while.
And to say something about that, if you're to the people listening, if you're a Rothery fan and you watch Rothery in Marillion and you've never been to an SRB gig, it just goes up another notch for Rothers fans. Just come and take them in.
Yeah, the thing I think that's really nice about these gigs is that people get to hear Steve talk about the material, and that those points in time when he talks about certain songs and what was happening at that time, you know, like he did last night when he talked about before we did Runaway, and yeah, this is, you know, takes me back to, you know, being in a castle in France when they were writing the album and stuff like that. And that's the stuff that doesn't, I'm not saying he doesn't give that information in interviews and stuff like that, written interviews, but I think it's really nice to hear him talking on stage about it.
Definitely. And the setup's different from Marillion. He's centre stage in this band, you know, he's in the centre at the front, rightly so. And you know, as you say, he's on the mic far more than you'll see at a Marillion gig.
It's only odd thing.
Only when something's gone wrong, really, is he on the mic.
Yeah. But it's just, it's that thing, and I think, and these gigs are, you know, it's a celebration of his legacy, you know. And he you know, said many a time, you know, he's proud of all the songs that they've written, you know, from Your Dot right up to the current stuff.
Well, they're not, as we talked to him today, which we got in a separate interview, but they're not a legacy band. They're still current and they're still playing the new stuff. You know, they'll delve back into the old stuff, but it's not like Scaly Lavender Harlow in every gig.
It's not a heritage
No.
act where there's some acts that have been around for that length of time who are now still touring, but the only material they really play is, you know, their hits from back in the day.
30 years ago.
Yeah, the difference with Marillion is that they've continued to be genuinely creative, relevant for all of that time.
Yeah.
To still be making music like they're making this far into their careers, I'm sure miraculous as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. And how old is more to come? Well, there will be more.
The best way, yeah. The best get the finger out.
There will be more to come. And, you know, the last album's a high watermark, you know.
Definitely.
And I think I said when I was on before, you know, I'm not going to say I've loved every album, because that's not true. You know, it's not. There was a period where they didn't lose me, but I kind of thought I'm not as engaged with this material as well. And then, you know, they come along with something else, and you go, oh yeah, I'm totally back on. I'm back on board with this now. You know, but that's the thing. They never repeat themselves.
No.
You know?
No. Absolutely.
Unlike other bands who find the formula and, you know,
Crank out the same old.
well, it's a variation on a theme, isn't it? And they realise what their fans like, and they kind of just keep giving them that same thing again, which is fine up to a point. But I'd much rather have what we've got.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know what you're going to get.
They're a bit Stephen Wilson. They are confident they know what they want to do in their own stuff. And if you don't like it, then he doesn't mind, or they don't mind.
Yeah.
You know?
What a great position to be in.
Yeah.
To make music for you, not for other people, or try to please other people, or try and second guess what the market wants and all the rest of it. They exist in this different place. Yeah. Very cool.
Well, look, we won't keep you any longer, mate.
Apart from it's time for shameless plug.
Is it?
You've got upcoming gigs.
Oh, apologies, yes.
Yeah, you've got upcoming gigs for Still Marillion and Bailey Scotland.
Yeah, I'm sure I do.
Oh, well done. Well done, Craig. Well done.
No, so Still Marillion are back out at the beginning of August. And there's
Blackpool.
There's a bit of a gap. Blackpool's first up. In fact, I think we've got a gig the night before. We've got a Scottish gig the night before Blackpool. I think it might be Bathgate, off the top of my head.
Jackie was telling that.
Yeah. And then down there, and then we've got Blackpool and Newcastle. There's always the Cluny traditional gig, and a whole load of other stuff that comes up. So there's a bit of a break from when we played Leicester up until the beginning of August, and that's really tripping by me, because I committed doing the SRB stuff. And there's some Made in Scotland gigs there. We had a little run of Made in Scotland gigs there, which is really good. And there's some more later on in the year. And then at some point, I'm going to try and get a holiday.
I think
So, but just to kind of chill for a little.
reintroduce yourself to Trent.
Yeah. I've got a week allocated for an actual holiday.
Oh,
So I'm booked in the year. But yeah, no, I will be. I will be.
Tracy, watch this.
Try and get away. No, we'll all get away. I think I could do a break.
Yeah,
I think so. I think we did that one, yeah.
I mean, this must be one of your busiest years, really.
This has probably been, if not the busiest. Yeah, I think it probably is, actually. I think I may have mentioned before, perhaps I've spread myself a little thinly this year. But listen,
But you've made some good memories, and
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. And I said there'll come a time where it will stop, which I hope is not in the near future. No, I don't know. I know. There will come a point where it will stop for whatever reasons. So that's why I like to, if you can and you want to, then you should try and do as much as you can. You only get one turn.
Yeah, absolutely. And you booked in for the Y again in Leicester, right? For
the Y
same weekend as the Marillion weekend
Saturday
next year.
and Sunday, both end of the Y, which is nice to have that already organised. The tickets aren't on sale and won't be on sale until sometime after Marillion's weekend.
Yeah.
Tickets go on sale because we always hold back for a period of time so that it gives people the opportunity to do that and let them be on for a while, and then we'll put ours on. And I've no idea what we're going to do next year.
Yeah.
But we'll try and mix it up.
please. Yeah, please.
Misplaced next year? Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. It's going to be 40 years next year, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Sure, weird.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance that Misplaced will definitely get an air in it next year.
Happy Creek.
It's a big chunk of music, though.
It is.
It's 40 minutes, but it's nice when you pull it off, though. It's nice when you come through. I always kind of relax when we get to Childhood's End. Because I think when you get to Childhood's End, I always think to myself, yeah, that's fine, because that's the kind of home straight at that point. And it's also the point in the album where I always think the mood of the album lifts up at that point as well. Because
You go on the same journey.
does that say that? I mean, all the dark stuff's inside too.
Yeah.
And there is all that dark stuff inside too. And then when you get to Childhood's End, that's the bit where I think it lifts up again a little bit. Maybe not in terms of the lyrics, but there's a bit of positivity in terms of the kind of feel at that point. And you've got the charge to the end of your wait further. So, I'll definitely I'll be coming out of the box. Coming out of the box again, purely for just for Craig.
I got this for you. Just play a game, Fed. That's all.
Dedicated.
Yeah.
Very good. Spoken. Really 100%. But thanks for having me for the match.
Don't be daft. You're welcome back on anytime.
A delight. And as I say, if you're, not that you're ever going to be stuck for guests, but if you, if you've got a gap in your schedule and you think, who can we get? I'm available for bar mitzvahs, weddings, funerals. I'll turn up at the room and have an envelope.
It's like fees like that, it's like a food slate as soon as this time there.
You don't want to miss anything. It's brilliant. We've got far
Never been on a video on his life.
Shut up. Anyway, Martin, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Have a great gig tonight.
Thank you. I'll see you in the bar.
You will, and I hope your shower's working.
And we also blagged the legend that is and friend of the pod, Mike Barton.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Planet Marzipan if Mike wasn't in it, was it?
Okay, we're still in the Travelodge and we're joined by the CEO of Barton Enterprises, Mike Barton.
President CEO
From that merch desk.
Camp Merch Desk.
Yes. How's your weekend been, Mike?
Really good. Glasgow last weekend.
Yeah.
Start of the tour. Really good. Always a good vibe in Yoramore. But last night I thought it took her up a level. How did you guys find you down the front?
We loved it. Loved it. A brilliant night. We're looking forward to tonight, but obviously we can't review that yet. We'll review that later in the podcast. But Tower merch sales last night?
I won't go into the figures, obviously.
No. Tax man's not listening.
No, good. And
What are you supposed to read for the tax man?
obviously, Steve's got 3 new T-shirts for this tour.
Yeah.
The passport one, everyone needs to come and buy. And look at this. He's here with him already. There's all the usual goodies from Steve Rothery. So all the Ghost of Pripyat, Blue Vinyl, his book. Dave Foster Band.
Yeah.
His new album's just come out. So we've got that on the desk and it's in a gorgeous, I'm saying this, we're on
Blue.
It's turquoise.
Oh, apologies.
Marble.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
really nice. So he's got that. There's a few more bits tonight. He's got some tote bags. Ricardo's got his merch. So yeah, there's plenty to choose from. And a nice new Steve Rothery poster for Band on the Wall.
Oh, yeah. Exclusive. And Steve last night came up and did a few signings.
Yeah. So he tends to come up after the show, do a signing session, which they laugh off, don't they? You were in the queue at the end.
You queued up for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And
Round the block.
And obviously, if you buy something from the merch, it's far better for the artist
Oh, yes. No, little.
than turning up with your bag of stuff that you brought from home.
And other people benefit from that.
Of course you do.
Allegedly.
Actually, was anybody pulling the lead last night to the catalogue?
I didn't see it.
No, they did. I think someone did last week. But it always has.
It's fine. Steve still was very gracious.
It's in good fun.
Yeah, and posed for lots of photos and signed lots of stuff.
Yeah,
And
it may have been a selfie or two on them.
it may have been.
We're 60 or 70. Or...
Yeah.
But yeah, and we're looking forward to tonight's gig.
It's a good venue though. I mean, we were here last year, weren't we? And it just reopened, or it was the first time we've been since it's been done, but the sound's fantastic in here.
Yeah, and I think it's air conditioned now as well, which is brilliant from an audience point of view. It's great.
Yeah.
And yeah, different support tonight. So
Yeah, Dave Foster Band, well, acoustic Dave tonight. So Dave, Danette and Ricardo. So they're going to be doing a good chunk of the new album. Which, have you...
I haven't heard it yet. No. Look forward to
Okay.
hearing it soon.
Good.
Yes.
It's all good fun. So what time did you actually manage to get the kick last night?
Well, I'm going to say round about 12:30 because that's the professional thing to hear. So it was about 4:30.
Oh dear. Eleanor is looking really well on it.
So we had when we left last night, I'm going to say just shy of 2 mile walk to go back to the Airbnb that we stayed at. So we had a pit stop. What John thought was about halfway to get chips and garlic. That was it was only like 100 yards up.
Oh dear. You shouldn't have stayed.
What? Well, it's fine.
So chowing down on fast food, like
Yeah, it's never good. It's a good idea at the time.
well, it wasn't too bad. Then we fell into the Airbnb and stayed up for a little bit.
We had another beer back at home, didn't we?
And then we'll probably fall down. Now you were out of bed at
4:45.
It's
Fair play.
I can't.
So come on, guys. I'm going to turn the table on you two now. So you're coming up to your 50th episode. So
We are.
any big plans?
yeah, it was a half. I mean, we've got an interview with God, but I think that might go out before the 50.
I don't know. On what?
After seeing you, Merrick.
Yeah. Unless you can put a word in with Derek for us.
You'll use the words off and muck or something that range. But,
So did you expect to get to 50? When you
when he was talking to me, I didn't think there was anyone would listen to this. So just to start it was
I actually remember you talking about this just over a year ago in Leicester.
Yeah.
Got these plans. So you're almost 50. That's great.
Well, we got lots of nice feedback last night from people who've listened to it, and we're just glad that people listen to it. There's plenty more other things about the band to talk about. We're nowhere near through the catalogue, and other people too. What was the domestic? Sorry, Leon's about to smash the toilet door down because there's a code.
we can't go on the loop. I haven't got the code.
So if we ask the listeners then, would they be interested in Planet Marzipan merch? So I think a coffee mug would go down well.
There you go. If you would like a coffee mug, please contact us. This is the man that can make it happen.
So I think we should have a little poll. I think Barnes could come up with a poll for us.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coffee mug,
16 different types of t-shirt.
a coffee mug, a t-shirt and a tea towel. Actually, get off my moves.
Well, Mark talks about a mankini, but I'm not sure.
Well, Jimmy will buy it.
Yeah, Triffids would.
Actually, one of my favourite tea towels that came out was was the wood one. All of the wash up, be miserable fuck.
Well, I remember at the Trinity Festival a good few years ago when Clive Mitten was on and he had other mittens. It was aprons, tea towels and other mittens. I mean, I was selling Clive Mitten mittens.
That's genius. That's genius.
So yeah, listeners, if you want a coffee mug or a tea towel or an apron, maybe a barbecue apron or a t-shirt, we'll get Barnes to do a poll. We'll stick it on the... Well, I'll say we. It's your... Okay. stick it on the page and we'll...
So welcome to the first episode of Mike Barton's podcast here. Mike's taking it over now.
No. It's a great podcast, lads. Honestly, it's really good to listen to.
This is the first episode of the Mike Barton podcast.
Yeah, we're just doing the Planet Marzipan merch sales.
Yeah. He's just asked the listeners if there's any legs in PM merch.
If anybody can make it work,
I know. He's the man.
It's Mike Barton.
He's the man.
It's Mike Barton.
We'd have to give so many free ones away, but
I don't know. I think you should have various things on the bottom when you lift it off. You know.
The way to do it is ask your audience.
Yeah, always ask the audience.
Well, they're here asking me. They're here want a don't you a T-shirt with these gentlemen's faces on it? Then the answer is sign me up right now.
No, we're thinking of a Planet Marzipan tea towel.
So I go with
When you say we,
Oh, a bath towel.
well, Messa's face in one side,
Oh, a beach towel.
Big's arse in the other. I mean, big face.
Yeah, a Planet Marzipan beach towel. No, we can't use what other more reputable bands have used.
it will be a tribute beach towel, though.
It would be a tribute beach.
Tribute beach
It wouldn't be the best beach towel. It'd just be a tribute.
I just quite like I quite like the idea of bikini cloud laps. Like on my foot. With a chance in his face.
I quite like that idea. Weirdly. Well, it's just taking a dive. Yeah. Anyway, Mike, it's been no thanks up there. Thank you, cheer friends.
You can edit all the
Hello.
We can say,
Oh, none of this is so big.
is this going to be in the shit cast?
Oh, it is.
He puts it all in. He doesn't like editing. That's just what he's in.
We got the more relation. See you, chaps.
All right. Have a good one, Lloyd. See you later.
Yes, yes.
Oh, no.
And a special treat and a bit of a teaser for our 50th episode. We managed to get an interview with Steve Rothery, which we were both over the moon about. But here's a short snippet now where Steve talks a little bit about the weekend, but listen in to the 50th episode where you'll hear the full interview.
Ooh, you tease.
So 45 years. Where did it go? Like you said on stage last night.
I tell you, it's so bizarre, really. I remember all the different stages of the career, and if they've told me at 19 years old that somebody doing this 45 years later, I would have never believed it. You know, and to be doing it at this level as well, I think that's what's so unusual about Marillion as a band, is that we haven't sort of the dip after EMI, but in terms of our place in the, whatever you want to call it, the progressive rock universe or whatever, you know, we're very much established now, and we have that luxury of being able to take our time to make the record we want to take without a label anyone down our necks, you know. And the way that the music industry itself has kind of imploded over the last 10 or 15 years with streaming and that whole thing about so difficult for young musicians to make a living. But we're so established that we have all these different sort of paths that really we can take.
So thank you to the guys for speaking to us. We are now going to flash forward to Sunday morning and review Saturday night's gig. Listen on.
A few bleary-eyed commenter.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning.
Sunday morning, after the weekend that was. It's just after 9 o'clock.
It is. It's
9:15.
Sunday morning. That's wrong in lots
Just
of
come
levels.
back from church, so ready to go.
Yeah, I was really surprised the way they dresses up as an altar boy. He's got like the little side part, little partner. So yeah.
That was in your dreams, man.
That's what it
In
was.
your dreams. Anyway, we're already down where we need to be for this podcast.
Gutter level.
We were up after last night. We don't know.
We are again joined by Mr. Owens.
Hello.
For his factual content and and his opinions.
I don't think we snored too much last night either.
Don't say it like that. It sounds like we slept
we
in the
don't
same
need
room.
to know about your sleep arrangements last night. All right, nobody needs to know that.
I was on the top. Book that is.
Yeah, me and Craig, you were in bunk
Call it
beds.
what you want.
It's hilarious.
Bunking, planking, whatever you like.
Right.
This isn't what folks are listening for. I'm telling you. If they are still listening, that is.
That's right. They've all gone now. Okay. Keep
I was thinking last night. Well, no, actually, no. I was chatting with the best guitarist in the world yesterday.
What, when we met God?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to say, guys.
You wrote a song about that, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm going to say, guys, at episode 50.
Yeah. Coming soon to you, a podcast near you, is us chatting to Steve Rothery. I think we'll put a bit of it in this episode, so where he talks about the weekend, but I think we will, Craig, because it's relevant.
And we
I'm getting to it.
in all fairness to him, he spared us quite a lot of his time and we got more of an interview.
Yeah. No, he was lovely, as you'd expect, and very honest, and you'll hear about it very soon when Trevor Horn has remixed it.
That's as long as Ron lets us get onto it.
Yeah. Has remixed it for your delectation. Yesterday's gig then. So support was different last night. We had the Dave Foster Band.
We did.
With
Los Trios Fosteros.
Yeah. With Dinette and Ricardo on keyboards. So it was just a...
Ricardo pulling double shifts both nights.
Again?
Quadruple days.
Double
Yeah.
bubble.
But mind you, he's still full of juice and bouncing around at the end of the night.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. I thought that they sounded great. Sounded great. I don't know a lot of their stuff, if I'm honest.
No.
They got some copies of the new album. Maybe they'll come back for us on the merch. And I don't have a set list from what they played. So highlight was that New York Rain from Dreamless. I thought it was a really nice version of that.
I thought the Marlena on the Wall cover.
No, the cover was
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that was good.
Her voice just suited that straight down to the ground.
Yeah.
And that was brilliant. That was probably the highlight for me because I don't know much of their stuff anyway, and I know that song obviously.
And I think Dinette had said on stage they had no rehearsal, had they? Not in the same room. They kind of done it online.
She flew in at 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, amazing. That was really good.
They practiced over Zoom or something.
Yeah.
And that was it. And considering when you think about all that.
Well, there's lots of classic things happen over Zoom nowadays, isn't there?
Stop it. Tell where you want to take this podcast today.
Certain podcasts that shall remain nameless, but ones that are actually on.
Anyway, after that, we got the main event, which was night 2 of the Steve Rothery Band. And as usual, they started with Morpheus from...
That's to listen to it for the second time in a row. I love that. That's brilliant.
And then we got a couple of different selections. We got White Pass and Yesterday's Hero, so slightly different to last night.
I liked his intro of it, doing the Spinal Tap stuff about Joe Rothery reckoning that sounded like Spinal Tap.
Yeah, that was good. So again, Steve was quite chatty again last night, wasn't he? After those 3 tracks from Ghost of Pripyat, then they didn't introduce Martin Jakubski.
No.
They just went into King of Sunset Town.
Yeah.
And it appeared as though Martin came on to the stage late.
Pelting on there that his mic didn't want to play it.
Kind of ran onto the stage, and then his mic wouldn't work. But yeah, it was a great version of King of Sunset Town.
It's funny because when they started the very first few keys and they going on, that's like I sussed it straight away what some of it was going to be. But it did take a good few minutes for folk to go, oh, it's this.
Yeah, it's a bit where Steve comes in, wasn't it? With the big sort of solo at the beginning. I think it went down really well.
Yeah. I mean, his voice is just, every time I hear him now, his voice is just incredible.
And it was nice to hear sort of a H-era song so early in the Rothery Band set list. They followed that up with a classic from Fugazi.
We have a jigsaw pieces.
Yeah, it does have justice as well.
and you know, Martin obviously belted it out, knocked it out of the park. Again, another absolutely brilliant version. Something that he's used to singing with still brilliant, though. Not that sort of devalues the performance. It was brilliant. You know, he really, really belts out the end.
And Jigsaw is a difficult song.
It is. It's not an easy song to sing.
I mean, your version of it,
No. Well, that's the bonus content for next month.
Yeah, that's the subscribers. We're actually going to start charging people not to put shit out.
That and your version of Brave on the kazoo.
Hey, that's his classic. People love it.
Next up was This Town trilogy. This Town Rex Progress 100 Nights.
Yeah.
It's stunning.
Really good.
Really good for getting
Really
the crowd
good.
going.
A kind of extended version of Rex Progress because
He's guitar.
Mark Owens talked to Steve about how do you deal with breaking a string? He talked to him about yesterday.
Well, I
this
said
time.
because we were so close on the first night, they can actually, you watch him work real close. And I was just amazed how much he bends the strings sometimes. So we had a chat with Aaron, and I cursed him.
He said,
And I cursed
it
him.
doesn't happen very often.
No,
He
he said, yeah.
And then last night, it
bang,
happened
it went.
in the middle of bloody This Town.
Yeah, JQs.
I know. Sorry, guys.
So the band were great.
But it worked, though. You know,
Just extended Rex Progress.
And I noticed that Martin got the crowd clapping and going.
Martin got, and
everybody kind of filled in while
team kept that Pete bass riff that starts in Rex Progress. He just kept it going. It was great.
And while out the back, Andy Rotherham was going great guns by trying to sort
hammer and
the guitar
nails.
out. Yeah,
They were close enough
Sticky
to
tape.
see through the glass in the door. So Andy was working really fast. And I think by the time 100 Nights had finished, obviously Steve then had to swap his guitar out, so he wasn't using the black Strat, and consequently 100 Nights sounded slightly different, with Steve trying to sort of get
it's a slightly different tone.
Yeah. Not wrong, nothing was bad about it.
Blade on it.
Sorry?
The blade he was using.
Don't know. It was a white one.
White blade.
It was a white one.
Yeah.
That's all I know. And then before they played the next song, I think Andy brought the Strat back. He managed to get it restrung in tune. So we then got Waiting to Happen.
Which was a bit
Ironically, yeah. Ironic. Yeah, there was a bit of a gap before it, yeah.
I think that was planned.
No.
It was all planned.
No. Great version. It's a very special song to me and Leslie, that song. So it was lovely to hear it. Craig's fallen asleep.
I love that song, I do.
Then we had a change of set list from what had been played in Glasgow.
They took out the
Last
hokey
week.
cokey.
And Martin went off stage. They swapped mic stands. And then Joe Rothery was introduced and came on stage to sing Enlightened.
Her voice was lovely.
Yeah. It was really nice.
I'd never heard her before, so I was quite surprised. So I didn't know she was a singer.
No, great version. Unusual choice.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very left field.
But yeah, it was good. It was good. And
Begs the question is why he hasn't done anything more with his missus.
maybe he has. He talked about some albums he's working on.
We can't talk about
Okay,
that stuff.
sorry.
Spoiler alert.
He didn't say that he definitely has. I said maybe he has. All right, I'm not leading anybody astray there. And then at the end of Enlightened, Joe and Steve hugged. Steve thanked her for singing it, and she left the stage. And Martin returned to the stage, and we got Hooks in You. Hooks in You, with Dave Foster doing the power chords. And,
It was banging,
Yeah.
like them there kids say.
yeah,
In it.
all over in about 2.5 minutes.
Used to that.
All the best things.
It's done that.
And then it was back to the Fish era for Warm Wet Circles, That Time of the Night.
That always goes down well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yes.
Cracking.
I loved it. I just wish they'd done the Hotel Hobbies intro.
Oh, the intro.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Never happy, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never happy.
you know I am.
It's a hell of a set list they put.
But it's not enough. It's not enough for Craig. He wanted more.
Yeah. Like a little, like, take this music bowl up.
Yeah. Please, sir. Can I have some more? Mr. Rothery, please.
More!
Little urchin.
Of course you can, he said.
Anyway, after that time of the night, we were heading towards the end of the set, but it was really up-tempo. They played the old, I think, Brave Tour encore, was it? Of Cover My Eyes Straight
It's a slange, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
From the Brave Tour, which was great. Really up-tempo. And I think Dave was playing some of the lead lines in Cover My Eyes, and Rother was playing more of a sort of rhythm, wasn't he?
Yeah. But you know that and Hooks in You, and you know that Incubus song he said he was talking about yesterday, saying that they played Incommunicado yesterday instead of Incubus. Well, you know, they did Incommunicado.
Prophecy, gentlemen. Prophecy.
We haven't got there yet.
I know, but what I was just going to say is that it was a bouncier, rockier.
It was a rock
set.
But I think the end particularly,
The end
from
just
Cover
kept
My
going.
Eyes, Slange, and then the last straw was the last song the main set.
For the last
I
straw,
love the last straw, it's great.
It's a thump and stonker. That is, it's great.
That set, from the sort of about a third of the way through, just kept going up and up and up, and there was no slower songs. It just kept going up the hill. It was amazing. It was a banging set list.
Banging.
Tidy it was,
Tidy.
mate. Tidy it was, bad.
And then and then the encore was at Mark Owens' request, Incommunicado,
Inky Minky Dildo.
followed by Garden Party and Martin's Red Heroes. So something for everybody, really.
It was the energy was still there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
so it just kept going up and up and up, and it didn't stop.
And the crowd reaction again was on a par with Friday night, I would say. Lots of noise. Certainly by the end of the set list, I think everybody was listening intently to Waiting to Happen and enlightened, you know, a very sort of reverential crowd. Cracking weekend, really. You know,
Astounding weekend. I really enjoyed it.
if you've not seen the Rothery Band, we do recommend it.
Well,
it's a great night.
Two
out.
of us hadn't.
No,
10 years in, and we never got to see
It's SRB. Not that they don't listen to me, listeners, but it's taken me 10 years to get them to see Steve Rothery Band, you know.
And if you're a guitarist or a Steve Rothery fan, and there's thousands of you out there, if you've never seen SRB, when you can get up to see the work real close, amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and each one of the band members does bring something different to it to what you're used to seeing. And I think
The camaraderie on stage was great again. Martin's stories about his shower not working and you know, all that sort of thing. Yeah, it was good. It was really good. I love the venue. It's a nice air-conditioned room, as I think I may have already said in this podcast. So, yeah, it's great. You know, the only problems were 3 other big gigs on in Manchester last night. So, town was heaving. Hotel prices are through the roof.
the Uber prices are through the roof because I mean you had Peter Kay and
Peter Kay at the arena.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters at Old Trafford.
And a Beatles tribute at the Co-op.
The Co-op. Sounds like a bad skin job, doesn't it?
The bootleg Beatles at the Co-op.
Yeah.
But no, it was a really some nice to see lots of the usual suspects around. Faces from Marine gigs and Marine weekends. We had lots of discussions with our friends about what plans are for next year's weekends. So plans are hatching, I think. Would that be right?
Yeah,
Thank you.
something like that.
Yeah, plans are hatching.
And Gaz is, I'm not standing in Leicester.
Yeah.
Me legs, me knees, me back won't take it.
Hello to Gaz Evans, who we did see yesterday, and we told him about Leicester, and you've got to pick whether you're sitting or standing. And he said, no question, I'm sitting. All right? So we shall wave it where we're standing, Gaz. Anyway, on that bombshell, thank you very much for a good weekend,
Yeah,
guys.
fantastic.
Thanks for joining us, Mark. Thanks for putting up with me, Craig. And
Thanks for putting up with this. Like, I've got a bloody choice. We're trying to hit us too, man.
Thanks to all the folks who said some nice things about the podcast, and there were quite a few of you this weekend, so it's lovely. And I think one or two more of you are lined up to come on the pod over the next few months.
Because I'm browbeating people.
Craig either has photos of you or you just want to come on, which is good. I don't know what else to say. It's time for some breakfast and to go home.
So it's good morning from me.
Yeah. It's good evening from him.
And it's definitely still the night time for me.
All right. Take
Amazing
care.
thing, guys.
And stay alive.
Thanks for listening to Planet Marzipan Podcast. Please like and subscribe from whichever platform you get your podcasts from. You can contact us at planetmarzipanpodcast@gmail.com and check out marillion.com, fishmusic.scot or fishmusic.eu for all the good stuff.